and welcome back to my channel. So, hi. I don't know if you noticed, but the camera is in a different angle from how it usually is. Usually, it's more straight. This is where it would usually be. But I decided to turn it to the side for whatever reason. I don't really actually know, but new angle anyway. So, today's video is about how I hate endings. I don't like things to end. Now, I'm going to, okay, here's the thing. I don't like things to end. I never want anything to end ever, which is weird because I know that things should end. I know that things do end, but I never want anything to end. When I read books, right, I want to get to the end so it all can like wrap up and be like, okay, that's great, and now it's over. But at the same time, I also don't want it to end because now I'm like, now I can't read it. Now I'm done. Now I know everything. That's why I end up, like, my favorite books I read thousands and thousands of times over, but I get to a rut where I'm like, I don't want to keep reading this over and over again, and then I'm like, I need to find something else, and I find something else, and I love that, or hate it, or whatever. If I love it, then I'll keep reading it over and over again, because I'm that kind of person. I want to keep it going. Kind of like The Walking Dead. I love The Walking Dead, and I don't want it to end, but I know it's going to end, but I don't want it to end because I don't like endings. I don't want it to end because it's my favorite thing, but also because I don't like endings. I don't like things to end. Like, I really want things to go on forever and ever and ever and ever, but I know that they can't, which I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I know that they can't go on forever and ever and ever and ever, but I want them to, you know what I mean? Because, like, my throat is really dry. Hold on. Anyway, I want things to go on forever and ever, like, forever. I don't know why, because I'm just like, I don't like things to end. I never have, honestly. Like, yeah, even when I was, like, younger, I never liked things to end. I reacted to it really badly back then, but, like, now, I just don't like things to end. It's kind of sad. I'm like, wow, I don't like things to end. Really, it sucks. Like, books, TVs, shows, basically that. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, anything else is just whatever. Like, honestly, anything that I start getting mildly invested in, anything I get invested in general, I start liking. You know what I mean? I might stop liking it later in the future, but, like, I start liking anything that I get invested in. You know what I mean? There have been some shows that I watched and now regret watching. So, yeah, but, you know, it is what it is. I mean, endings suck, you know what I mean? I feel like I just can't wrap my head around it. Well, I can. I understand that things have to end, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm also like, fucking why, though? You know what I mean? Like, oh my god, a beautiful thing has to come to a fucking terrible, tragic fucking end. Not saying that everything has to end tragically. I'm not saying that everything does end tragically. I'm just saying things end. And I think endings in general are just tragic. I mean, well, depends, you know what I mean? It really does depend, but I can't fucking stand it. It's like science to me. Well, yeah, it just doesn't make any sense to me, for real. It makes sense. I just don't like the logic. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? If it were up to me, would I let things go on forever and ever and ever and ever? Maybe, or I would let them go on for a really, 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 really long time, and you'd be like, God damn, this shit ain't never gonna stop. It'd be like, that's what you think. Well, I guess, I don't know, I would let it go on for a long, thick ass time, you know what I mean? And you'll be like, fuck, this shit ain't never going off TV, and I'd be like, yeah, and then, like, maybe after I feel like, yeah, we've had, like, 80 seasons, it's time to stop, and then you just stop, you know what I mean? All the actors, I would use the same actors too, actors and actresses. I'd be like, stay on the show, because personally, I'm just like, the show's not the same without the characters. Honestly, think about if they recast all the characters from The Walking Dead with new people and kept the show going. I'd want to hurt the whole channel. I'd be like, no, like, I will forever love The Walking Dead, don't get me twisted, but I would want to hurt the show because of that bullshit. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about how I hate endings. Endings fucking suck, man. They fucking suck. And I don't like anything to end, honestly. Well, I mean, not everything. If a movie is on that I don't really give a rabbit's ass about, then I'll be like, okay, whatever the fuck. Like, end, cool. I could care less of a fuck. You know what I mean? I don't care about, like, little stuff like that, or, like, nothing I really like. I'm like, whatever, it's fine. It doesn't matter if that ends, it's fine. Like, I'm not worried about it. But anything that I start getting invested in, start liking the characters, start liking the story, then I get, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And then I'm like, okay, now I don't want this to ever end. I want this to go on for an eternity, or at least till I'm done with it, which I really hope I'm never done with anything that I end up liking. Because, like, there are books that I have read more times than once. And I mean, like, more times than once, you know? And because of that, it's because, hold on. I just came up with an idea, so I just wrote it down. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, there's books that I've read more times than once. I've read my favorite books. Some of my favorite books I've read over and over and over again, and then there's these other books that I'm reading right now that I actually really want to read again, because I'm not even finished with them, but when I finish them, I'm gonna probably want to reread them. I hate finishing books, I hate finishing TV shows, I hate finishing a movie I really like, even though I haven't really liked a movie in a while, but like, whatever. But the other thing is that I feel like it's easier for movies to end for me because it's a movie, and something about knowing that it's a movie, that there's a starting point and there's an end point, you know that it's over, you know what I mean? You know, like, okay, it's done, you know what I mean? Like, I walked into this knowing the movie was an hour long, an hour 30. I knew the movie was an hour 30, so by the time we get to that point, I'm not really shocked. You know what I mean? I feel like with a TV show, it just feels like it's going on forever. And I'm talking about The Walking Dead specifically. There's like seasons after seasons after seasons after seasons. It's on for years and years and years and years, and you just think, okay, great, you know what I mean? And you really don't know when it's gonna end. You know what I mean? But there's not like a set date. You know what I mean? Somebody said, oh, this show's only gonna have 2 seasons, right? Then in a way it has a set date, so you kind of like, okay, I don't want it to end, but I'm aware of when it is going to end, so I'm not going to be like blown away, you know what I mean? With this kind of show, it's just going on forever. You're almost like, god damn, is it ever going to end? Oh my gosh, you know what I mean? And then it's like, they're like, oh, we're ending, and we're like, the fuck? You know what I mean? It's kind of it's fucking crazy, you know what I mean? I really just can't stand it. I don't like things to end. I really don't. Like, literally anything. Like, literally anything. Fucking hate endings. Can't stand them. They really hurt my fucking soul. Just because, like, I feel like I said, I want things to go on forever and ever. I'm aware of it, because they say all good things come to an end. That's true. I'm aware of that fact. I'm aware of that. I'm not dumb. I know that things end. You know what I mean? And I'm aware that they have to end. I'm not saying that, oh, it's gonna go on forever. I'm very much aware that things end. Very much aware of it. Don't like it, but aware that it's a thing that happens. You know what I mean? I'm not spooked by it. I'm not like, oh, it's ending. Like, no. I know it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? It's not something I'm worried about, honestly. Well, that's a fucking lie. It's not something that I don't know it's gonna happen, but I don't like it at all. In no way, shape, or form. It pisses me off beyond words, and I really can't even, like, put my finger on it. But, like, put my finger on what, Cariana? What are you talking about? I don't fucking know. Whatever. The point, I don't like ending. I don't know where I'm going anymore. My brain is just like working on 18 different tracks right now. Yeah, I don't like things to end. I never liked anything to end. Actually, ever. I never liked anything ending, ever. I want things to just go on forever and ever and ever and ever. And, like, yeah, I mean, you know, I never want anything to stop. But it's different from, like, rewatching it. Because I rewatch stuff all the time. And I reread stuff all the time. But there's a different air to it. Because you're like, it is over. I'm just rewatching and rereading. Like, it's not the same, you know what I mean? It will suffice, but it's not the same, you know what I mean? Like, there's a difference from being like, oh yeah, I'm rereading the story that I've already read. But actually, I like reading books after it's been like years or even months from the first time I read it, you know what I mean? And then I like rereading it, because something about, like, when you read it after like months or something from like the first time you did, there's like a new air to it, and you see it from a different angle, or a different light. Because I read this other book that I read back in like 2020, last year. There's this book that I read last year, and I hadn't read it since, and then I read it a couple months back, or I finished it a couple months back, right? And I was just completely on a different wave, and I was just like, you know what I mean? On a different wave, different sense, you know what I mean? I saw it in a different light, and it was kind of more entertaining. It was more entertaining the second time around, actually. Yeah. Yeah, it's more entertaining the second time around. But anyway, I really need water. I don't like things to end, ever. I don't really want things to end at all. But I'm aware that they have to. I just hate endings. I just really do. I hate endings so fucking much. Like, it literally, pisses me off to an extent, but not really pisses me off. But I kind of get, I'm just like, ugh, I fucking hate it. Like, I don't know, you know what I mean? Anyway, yeah, that's about all. I don't like endings at all. Not much at all. I have stickers. So yeah, I don't like endings. Thanks for watching, I guess. Bye. Hope you're well, by the way. You know what I mean? I hate endings. And look at the new angle. Well, I don't know how long I'll do this for, but there is a new angle. You probably wouldn't have even noticed. But thanks for watching.